The elderly's life lessons, they said that becoming older meant slowing down, shedding your flame and bidding farewell to intimacy, but they were dead and wrong. I'm Dr. James, a specialist in men's health. Has more than 30 years of expertise in assisting elderly people recover their vigor, circulation, and intimacy after turning 60. I've collaborated with hundreds of elderly people around the nation, and what I've learned could shock suggestions for senior citizens. As most people believe hormone treatment or prescription drugs are the truth is that there are just 4 possibilities every day. Fruits might hold the secret to rekindling your vitality and closeness. These fruits, of course, are more than just tasty. Excellent. They increase blood flow and strengthen it. Libido and aid in re-establishing the intimacy you believed it was gone forever, and you're right. They are effective whether you're in your 70s or beyond, which I will disclose in a moment. The precise 4 fruits that they are, and how to use them to increase your sense of life, connected and self-assured once more. So stick with me. Things can change your perspective on life after 60. Prior to diving into these transformative fruits, be sure to click subscribe button, then press the bell icon to never overlook insightful health information created just for your golden years. And if this type 1 is useful to you, and if you don't put 0, I read all of the comment. Respond, and I'm here to continue getting better. Let's go right to the point now. The 4 potent fruits that can be beneficial: replenish your blood flow and revitalize your after 60. Intimacy isn't magic. The silent soldiers of nature are pills. Fruits that benefit your health rather than in opposition to it, and the top item on our list may already be in your one red fruit in the fridge, the Flow red grapes. The restorer of flow. Restorer. I had a period in my own practice when I thought that only drugs could help get blood flowing again in elderly patients, but the more I heard, I spoke with my elderly patients and researched those, the more I understood who defied aging. Something strong was concealed in plain sight. Red grapes are not some unique sight, supplement or advanced technological solution, but straightforward natural red. These colorful tiny fruits, grapes, may appear modest, but they possess one of the best substances for aging: resveratrol. Circulation. This organic antioxidant has deep-acting effects inside the blood vessels, assisting them expand and relax to let in more oxygen, rich blood to your heart and muscles, brain, and, indeed, your private regions. What makes red grapes particularly remarkable is their capacity to stimulate blood flow again, just where aging attempts to rob it first. Both men's and women's lower bodies. It's normal to feel cold as you become older. A decrease in responsiveness in the feet when closeness or exhaustion strikes quicker than before, yet when blood cannot freely travel, nor can energy, or red grapes don't help with connection or desire. Restoration. That this fruit gives older men freedom. Been subtly altering daily consumption of red grapes, has demonstrated encouraging leads to increased erectile strength and length of time due to resveratrol increases nitric oxide, a crucial substance required to initiate and sustain healthy erections. However, in contrast to synthetic medicines, grapes naturally, subtly, and without a side, red grapes have beneficial impacts on women. Enhance vascular sensitivity and circulation to the area of the pelvis that fades over time, which indicates greater warmth, coziness, and a deeper feelings during intimacy. The goal is to revitalize not just the function, but the sensing. That what's really amazing is that a commonplace item like a bowl of grapes could fix what a lot of thought was lost forever. I've had older couples return to me after several months later, taken aback by how a minor habit potentially restore a significant portion of their lives, as well as each time I grin, because it's simply not a miracle. Good science as well as options. And all we're receiving began because the following fruit on this list is more than just a supporter of circulation. It is an ardent guardian of your kidneys, as well as a silent protector of your personal health, is ready to be discovered. Let's keep it as is. Going to the kidney with 2 cranberries. Cranberries. The protector of the kidney guardian. If there's a fruit that I once undervalued, the cranberry's importance. For years, I considered it to be merely a side Thanksgiving tart red dish, unremarkable, but eventually I started to notice in a different way. I began to hear my elderly patients who were nevertheless experiencing robust, lively, and linked to their partners, and this fruit continued to appear. I looked into the research for their stories. And everything changed after I learnt I believed I knew. It turns out that cranberries are among the most effective kidney protectors, and the urinary system are to gently mold an elderly person's capacity to experience enjoyment, sustain vitality, and protect intimacy. Observed during kidney function decreases. Toxins accumulate in the bloodstream, slows down, and areas get inflamed. We would prefer not to discuss that means. Reduced sensitivity due to a lesser drive, and for men's erection strength is directly impacted and endurance. But cranberries take over as natural protectors because they are abundant in substances that lower inflammation, clearly the urinary system, and aid in maintaining blood vessel health, particularly in the area of the pelvis. That is not just good to prevent discomfort. It's essential for maintaining unrestricted blood flow, where it's most important. This can indicate more strength in guys. Dependable erections due to improved kidney function promotes normal blood pressure. High amounts of nitric oxide are two essentials for cranberries' sexual performance. For women usually equate to greater comfort and fewer annoyance, and increased self-assurance during times of closeness, and, perhaps most significantly, they make both partners feel secure and linked without the strain of silent, persistent pain. Some of my patients were quite silent, experiencing recurrent urination problems, dry intimacy, or a decline in lust, all glad to learn that anything as easy as incorporating cranberries into they didn't think that diet would help them, was made possible by eliminating discomfort, and the picture connections. Pressure gets simpler, and that connection is what really makes life rich after 60. Consequently, whether it's a cup of dry, adding cranberries to your salad, or adding a little cranberry juice without sugar in the good morning, this fruit is worthy of being included in your regimen for more than just your kidneys but for your closeness and circulation, tranquility of mind. But what if a fruit existed that not only shielded your internal organs but really created a fire inside a fruit that increases testosterone, energy, and makes your body seem to remember that's precisely what it was designed for? We'll discover the energy of the following 3 papayas. The Energy Awakener. Papaya. Something about papaya awakens me. Perhaps it is the reason why it feels like sunshine, the way it dissolves, or the rich orange hue, like a soft remembrance in your mouth of warmer, easier days. Yet it's not just sweet. Taste is a secret power that most people over 60 are unaware of. Papayas among the strongest fruits for repairing and revitalizing male vitality, circulation of blood throughout the physique. I recall an elderly man who, the retired principal of the school, approached me. He wasn't sleeping well, which frustrated him. He had no vigor or closeness to his wife. He became more of a memory than an actual person. Walking every day, eating well, and still felt exhausted, so we introduced adding a cup of papaya to his daily routine in the morning, mixed with a small amount of. Within weeks, he was back in Greek yogurt, cheerfully, and more than a little. In my office, a few blushes. Something had. Vitamins A and C are abundant in shifted papaya, and E, in addition to strong enzymes like pip-pan that facilitates digestion and lowers irritation. But what makes papaya unique? Separate effect on testosterone manufacturing and distribution, particularly in it, naturally benefits the physique in older guys. Control hormones while enhancing blood oxygen delivery and vessel flexibility, particular type of internal assistance that results in more durable and solid erections and revitalized body. For women, energy doesn't end there. Papaya aids with regulating estrogen and enhance the ease of pelvic circulation. Discomfort, dryness, and improving arousal. Also helps the adrenal glands that regulate stress in your body. Thus you can experience intimacy without stress or weariness dragging you. My favorite thing about papayas is considering how friendly it is. It's hardly a supplement. It is a fruit, not a pill. You can use a spoon to scoop and enjoy the morning and feel as though you're working internally. It subtly boosts self-esteem and connection that is steady without any fanfare. Natural outcomes. Therefore, if you're seeking a spark, don't only in your physical body, but in your papaya is your silent ally in the relationship. Fireworks are not guaranteed, but it frequently produces something more durable. Warmth, vitality, and the will to connect once more. And whenever you think of fruit unable to provide more than that, please wait until you learn about the person who backs both your hormones and your heart while making you feel lighter and sleep better. And love more deeply, let's discuss 4 cherries, the intimacy cherries. The enhancer of intimacy booster, there's a profound reassuring about a cherry bowl. Perhaps it's the nearly deep color velvet red, or perhaps that's how they manufacture. You don't just eat, you slow down. Cherries that you encounter, and as it reveals what they do within your body, is even more significant than their personal preferences. I worked with a couple years ago who were in their late 60s and had been wed, for they continued to love each other after 40 years. Other profoundly, but something had changed. The husband explained how he felt slow and disengaged from his body, disappointed and silently lamenting the previously. His wife's desire flowed naturally. Equally patient and compassionate, they failed to see the intimacy that they had previously shared but didn't want for him to experience pressure together. They were prepared to attempt something organic. Suggested cherries. Yes, cherries are the basis for, based on studies I'd seen regarding their amazing effects on circulation, inflammatory, and sexual reaction. They had low expectations, but they were open for 2 months, and they came back with more loving, more animated, and giggling, similar to newlyweds, and I understood why strong antioxidants are found in cherries, referred to as anthocyanins, that have been demonstrated to lessen inflammation in the nitric oxide levels rise in arteries production and improve the condition of the arteries across the body, which indicates that more blood rushes, not only to your brain or heart, but to regions that are essential for the experience of sexual arousal. And in reaction, this translates to older males. To increase the penis blood flow, it promotes the firmness of the erection and length of time without using artificial medicine. For women's cherries improved blood flow to the pelvis, increasing the comfort level of intimacy, enjoyable and more emotionally satisfying. But cherries aren't always effective rich. They also soothe the body and mind. Cherry melatonin is natural. Encourage more restful, deeper sleep, and your hormones are better when you sleep. Having equilibrium reduces stress. Decline in your emotional transparency rises that go beyond biology alterations. They are the silent components of long-lasting. One of the most exquisite things is intimacy. Cherry qualities include their gentleness, are slow without any jolts or spikes. Consistent nutrition, which softens your hormones, are supported by your blood vessels. Rhythms and assist in bringing your thoughts and body in harmony. And in a world full of medication and pressure, such as it feels like a mild healing gift, I've watched the cherries transform relationships rather than by doing all the repairs overnight. However, by letting connection once more, reminding your body what it can do, and occasionally that all you need is a reminder to feel connected. Once more, following your education on these 4 strong fruits, you may wonder, how can I begin and make this a reality without transforming it into another intricate health regimen? The fascinating aspect, though, is that what follows will demonstrate precisely how to include these fruits in your everyday routine in a straightforward manner, sustainable and in fact fun. Here's how to get started right now. Here's how to get started. Now, if you remain with me, it indicates something within you is prepared for a shift. Perhaps you've been feeling less sluggish, linked, or just sick of listening that this is a normal aspect of aging. However, it's not solely due to the inactuality. Your body still wants to react, it still desires to recover, and with the proper diet is unquestionably can, which is why I adore this strategy. We're not discussing extreme diets here, costly supplements, or too much routines. We're discussing fruit, actual entire, organic fruit that your body can use, understands, desires, and reacts to in ways that initially appear subtle and strong over time. Starts little. In fact, I would advise you must select only one of the 4 options. Fruits that we have discussed, whichever one, perhaps it's a handful, yet it talks to you the most. Of afternoon delicious red grapes, the addition of dried cranberries to muesli or salad, Perhaps it's eating breakfast while scooping up fresh papaya, maybe enjoying some cherries at night. When you relax, there's no incorrect way to start, and there is no obligation to complete everything. Immediately, the consistency is what counts. Send a consistent, daily signal to your body. Thing you are selecting flow across life. Selecting connection over the upcoming weeks. You can begin to experience minor warmer hands and feet make things more obvious. Deeper sleep, even a small spark in the head. Bringing these back during intimate situations are indications that these are the murmurs of speaking with vigor. I'm still here. In addition, I have another discovered via decades of collaborating with seniors nationwide. It's never I've seen men in their 70s, but it's too late. Get back in touch with their partners after I have witnessed ladies overcome years of distance. Comfort in their body once more and experience lovely, not because they turn time back. However, because they support the life that still possess. Thus, I'd like to ask you to check out your fruit basket, your refrigerator, or your next grocery list and view it in a new way. Fruit can be used as a tool as well as food. A step towards healing gifts. Let today be the day you start moving forward. Not because you were instructed to, but because you're worthy of feeling terrific once more. More vibrant, closer, and stronger than you idea. Perhaps you've figured out what to do. After seeing what is feasible, the next I'll be right here, and your step is yours. Supporting you throughout the entire process. Closing remarks. This is only the start. Lastly, this is simply the starting. Occasionally we arrive at a moment in life in which we subtly start to embrace less touch, less energy, and less link, not because we wish to, but as it seems like that's how things are meant to be, how they are. Older, but I'd want to share with you one from one human being to another. This concept is just untrue. You're not done yet. Are still young, and your body hasn't abandoned. What we've discussed here may appear straightforward, just 4 fruits, but what they stand for something much more. They serve as a daily reminder. Your body of its potential to assist you in regaining more than just circulation. However, confidence is more than just intimacy. It's a feeling of complete life. Consider all the things your body possesses. Supported you through the difficult decades, work through the restless nights while raising a family, life's challenges, and humor the losses that triumphs. Your heart has triumphed over every in a second. Your blood has poured to keep you moving so you can show up on the day after day. And now that you've spending time to savor the moments that truly matter, intimacy and love for you deserve to feel encouraged. Not red grapes are the only one of these 4 fruit. Papaya, cherries, and cranberries are not a remedy, but they are a silent revolt. But they don't use force. With food, not with cacophony, but with wisdom, they frequently go where drugs or cannot enter. The small vessels, the emotional memory and the hormonal pathways, having the sensation of wanting and being wanted. What I'm hoping you learn from I hope this is more than simply a grocery list. You dispel the notion that it's too late to change how you feel. Feel the warmth pulse when you touch hands. To awaken feeling rejuvenated and eager to gaze upon either yourself or your lover with a you believed the spark had died, but never truly. In actuality, age doesn't take everything we do, contributes to something. Additionally, it allows us to love more. Learn to better understand and appreciate, recognize what is important, and when nourished, and your body feels your heart has unrestricted circulation. Grows more receptive to all of that. Therefore, if you only eat a bowl tomorrow or add some red grapes or cherries, your bag before going for a walk, be aware that you are choosing to live with a decision purpose, a decision to look after your not because the body is shattered, but rather because it still has a lot to. This does not mean that the road will finish. It marks the start of a new path, of revitalized vitality, re-established intimacy, and perhaps even a rediscovering of your identity beneath all of time's layers. You've dedicated your life to caring for others. It's time to look after you, since you're worthy of feeling well. Once more, you deserve to be happy. Relationship, and the nicest thing about that, the trip doesn't start with a prescription, starts with a fragment of fruit and the choice to think that your finest moments may still be. These teachings are intended to motivate you going forward. You must now live completely and truly. please take a moment to speak with me, to think back on and share one thing that you have discovered and intend to use in your own let's help each other through this life path to accepting these truths. Please let me know if you liked this video. If not, feel free to post a remark with one. Feel free to leave a comment with no criticism. Is very important to us, so please remember to like, please subscribe to and share our YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for viewing, and happy living. Living according to your own terms.